What's up guys, Faded here and welcome back to my channel for another video. And today I'm covering gameplay on the Y50 from Lenovo, and this is gaming on Battlefield 4. Now everything that you see here is real time, meaning that all the FPS you see here is what you will get if you purchase this computer. I'm using an external capture card to be able to record this with the FPS without any loss, just using fraps to show the FPS. It was a lot of work trying to get it together, but I finally got it set up and ready to go. So anyways, let's go ahead and dive right into it. At full settings, 1080p, 1920 by 1080 on ultra settings. It is playable on some maps. Like this one, it is playable. When you do get into intense battle scenes, it does kind of throttle back a little bit, and it's not at that playable 30. And it does get even worse if you do move on to larger maps. But this is also a 64 slot server on Conquest, so there are a lot of people playing, so this does add stress. You do get more frames if you switch to something like Team Deathmatch. As for temps, I'm getting about 68 degrees on average on the CPU side, an outlier of about 77. It was only there for like a few seconds and then it dropped right back down. Now as for GPU temperature, it was right at around 70 degrees. I don't have the same monitoring system as I do on the CPU, but as for the GPU, it's around 70, which is pretty good and a lot better than the Y50 10P. Now if we drop the super sampling down to 95 or 90%, you will see a large increase in your FPS, which is really nice. So what super sampling does is it kind of blurs the image a little bit. It gives it that nice film look, I guess, or theater look. It makes your image look really nice, but at 90% it still looks really good. So if you drop it down to 90%, you can really boost your frames up to what you would get around high settings or just below high settings. Anyways, let's go ahead and drop the settings down to high settings, which I think is pretty playable, but whenever you do move on to larger maps, you do have an issue whenever you're outside and you have a lot of things going on like helicopters, airplanes, and things like that. So as you can tell, it's very playable. It's above the 30 frames per second, but it's not quite the 60 frames where you want to be, so I still suggest to maybe drop it a little bit lower down to medium. But anyways, before we go there, I just wanted to point out that you may see some tearing here and there, but this is what you will get if you buy this PC. It shows everything. This game capture device will show everything. All the tearing, all the FPS, everything, that's what you'll get. If you pay close attention while going through hallways and things like that, you can kind of see the edges of the hall and edges of doorways kind of bleed a little bit and kind of overcross each other. That is what will happen. That's just what you'll get. Now this is being played on the latest beta driver. I did try it on the latest non-beta driver, and I got a little bit of a boost whenever I played on the beta version. So I went ahead and recorded this on the beta. Now let's go ahead and look at medium settings. Medium settings, I think, is almost perfect. If you can deal with medium settings and you're okay with that, you can really just about get 60 frames per second and it works out just fine. Now you are going to be missing some textures, and that's just happened, but that does come with a laptop whenever you do buy something like that, especially at this price. I don't think you can really complain. This is very powerful when you're playing Battlefield 4 on a laptop and you're not even breaking 2K. Now medium is something I would probably shoot for. It's the best on the CPU and the GPU. It doesn't stress it all that much, and you are still able to get a really great picture and 100% super sampling and all that, or resolution scale, or whatever you'd like to call it. But let's go ahead and just show you what low settings actually looks like, and you can get some wild frames on big maps, small maps, any map, any game type, helicopters, airplanes, whatever you got going on. If you're flying in the sky, you can still, I think you can stay above 60 frames on just about everything. Now on this map, it doesn't really show a whole lot, but you get the idea. So anyways guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please click that like button, definitely subscribe, it helps me out a whole bunch, and thank you guys. You guys have a good one.